here for you with 6 News at 11.
A vote to create a Malcolm X Observance Day draws criticism among Mason City Council members. It is our top story tonight at 11. Thank you for joining us. I'm Sherry Jones. A Mason City Council member is calling foul after majority of members vote against creating a Malcolm X Day of Observation. Malcolm X was considered one of the largest helpers in gaining independence, rights, and equality for Black Muslims in America and spent time right here in mid-Michigan, including the city of Mason. Josh Sanchez spoke with city leaders to get a better idea about the events of Monday night's city council meeting. Josh, what are you hearing?
Sherry, well, City Council member Rita Vogel, who called for the Observance Day, says this is a matter of cultural representation. City leaders who voted against it say they are concerned with how the proposal was written and claims its approval of having a day like this falls outside of the usual responsibilities of the council.
Connecting all the dots to a historic, iconic civil rights leader that was known internationally. This is the jam right now.
Mason City Council member Rita Vogel says her push to create a Malcolm X Day of Observation is just one of the many resolutions she has presented calling for recognition of minority groups in the city. On February 6th, she presented the resolution remembering the civil rights leader's boyhood years spent in Mason. However, with no discussion, the vote failed.
Opposed, no. No.
Malcolm X is known to have arrived in Lansing at the age of 2. He later moved to Mason, where he played for the high school football team. One of the no votes included Mason Mayor Russell Whipple. He says the city has never held an annual observation day for anyone, and that Malcolm X's time in the city was short-lived with little direct impact on the community.
I didn't think that him just living here elevated his stature to that of someone that, you know, we should recognize every year on a regular basis. I mean, our city's named after Stephen T. Mason, and we don't have a Mason Day.
Whipple says another concern is the way the resolution was written. He says the context sends the message that Mason has a history of racism and white supremacy.
It just doesn't fit what I know about this town. It also doesn't fit what I hear from the minority people that do live here, what they think of this town.
Vogel says if the language was the issue, it was not brought up during the meeting. She says while the failed vote was frustrating, she pushed back on the idea the resolution was unwarranted.
You're in City Hall. This is your building. You know, you're here to ask us. Representation matters.
Now, Vogel says she's seen an outpouring of support from people outside of the council. As for Mayor Whipple, he says he does hope this sparks a calm discussion. Sherry, back to you.
Thank you, Josh.